All right, Sultai Delve, kind of mid-rangey beatdown stuff. Let's do it. Let's do it. My poor string constant is so out of date. I think this hand's a keep. It's got 2 delve threats in it, which is a touch awkward, but we have Collective Brutality and Liliana to both discard them away too. It's not Brawl, it's Baral. Easy mistake. Steam Vent, Serum Visions. Could be a lot of things. Could be a lot of things. Yeah, everyone's getting the string constant out of date message. I cleverly have my stream setup laid out here so you can't see my MTGO notifications when they pop up to block out annoying things like that. Am I supposed to fetch a basic forest here? Okay, sleight of hand means they're probably storm. I guess that gives me a thumbs up to fetch Overgrown Tomb here. We could die next turn. I think I just want to go Overgrown Tomb still and then play Tarmogoyf. Have some democracy towards my Stoneblade list. Keep up the good stuff. Thank you, Brick and Sky. I appreciate the bits. I'll get those added tonight after we're all done. I think burning a Collective Brutality here as a duress is playing scared as opposed to playing the Goyf to get pressure on the table. So I think I'd rather get the Goyf into play to apply pressure to my opponent and just like hope they don't have one of the percentage of hands that kill us on 3 here. No, Brawl is best of 1, which is another reason it's kind of medium. And like I said, I'm aware that I'm willing to die here, but I think if our opponent kills us this turn, it doesn't make playing the Goyf wrong. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lead on Inquisition of Kozilek and see where we get going here. So when they kill you on 3, they play a creature out as part of their killing you. They play a creature out. They play a creature and then go off with rituals. All right, so they have a bunch of Manamorphos. So I have 2, this would be 3, 4 cards in my bin, so I can't play a Delve threat yet. I think I'm just gonna fetch a Watery Grave here. Do I need double green ever? I don't. I'd like to just hedge having extra black. I'm gonna go ahead and Collective Brutality with Escalate here. This gets another creature in my. This gets a creature in the bin to make the Goyf bigger. So this is gonna put 2 more cards in my bin, putting me to 5 cards, and then Thoughtseize will be another. So yeah, I'm gonna discard the Tasigur because I'm not activating Tasigur this game most likely. Take your Manamorphos away. Smack you for 4 here. And then next turn we get to go Thoughtseize into Gurmag Angler, just like disrupt you again, put a lot of pressure on the table. Oh, that's interesting, Squee. That's an interesting idea. I mean, like, all 3 of their cards can trip, so I think it's pretty trivial which one we take there. Thoughtseize into threat here should be pretty good. How about Thoughtseize threat? What do we think of that one, chat? Stop it! Stop killing him! He's dead! So they have instant sorcery in their bin. So I think I want to leave creature in mine. So we took 1 point of power off the Tarmogoyf, but we still have lethal on board here. And hey, guess what, chat? I don't think this matchup's bad for us, but we've got 3 Damping Spheres in our sideboard because guess what? Fuck Tron, that's what. So we just happen to have a bunch of great cards to board in here, which is why Damping Sphere is sweet. It is a card that allows us to come in a variety of matchups, which is quite excellent for us. All right, so how many ways do I want? The Golgari Charm's probably not good enough. Yeah, there's no filter lands in here. I did remember that. So we've got 3 ways to kill goblins. I think I want to board out Fatal Pushes. EE and Maelstrom Pulse kill their creatures, and like Liliana kills their creatures, and a lot of the time people board out some of their creatures in this matchup, so I think these cards get to come out. I could trim a Tracker. Tracker's okay, it kills them pretty quickly. I think Stroke is too clunky. The Stroke is in my sideboard for like Tron and Primeval Titan decks and stuff like that, maybe other control matchups. I think holding up 2 mana is like not something I'm going to be able to do in a matchup like this a lot of the time. So I think this is the sideboard I'm pretty happy with here. I think I like this. Yeah, we've got Sphere. We've got a lot of quality disruption in this matchup. Can handle most of their angles of attack. We got like Scavenging Ooze's graveyard hate as well. Well, this is an excellent Hearthstone hand. We've got disruption, we've got pressure. Unfortunately, we don't have any lands. We're gonna need to mulligan. We don't get a mana every turn like we do in some other games. Take a throwback. Yeah, that sounds fine. That's not super exciting, but fine. I get a Scry, bottom and on land here. I get Serum Visions to dig for a mana. I think Mardu Pyromancer is a fine tier 2 deck. The core of this list was submitted by a viewer as just a regular donation deck list, and then it ran smooth enough and felt good enough that someone asked for me to make updates and changes to it and run it back. So this is that user's deck list with my changes and me running it back. I'm gonna fetch Overgrown Tomb here, I think. And since I drew the second land, if I hadn't drawn the land, I'd play the Serum Visions, but because I drew the land, I'm going to lead on this Inquisition here. Because we get to tag things like this Pyromancer's Ascension. Is that actually what I want to take? I have this Maelstrom Pulse. It's kind of interesting. I think I want to take the Ascension because I want to make sure I have outs to them making goblins. I think I want to make sure I have outs to them making goblins. They're not going to repeal the Gurmag Angler, so I'm not super worried about the Gurmag Angler. They drew Remand. Must have drawn Remand, right? They put the Shivan Reef? Weird. This is going to be the old ritual into gifts here. They can repeal the token we target with Pulse. That's a good thing to think about. Thank you for pointing that out. If that comes up, that is something that we will keep in mind. We get to see some cards with the Serum Visions next turn, which is nice. Someone asked in chat a second ago, what tier do I think this deck is? I don't know. Making up tier numbers is just me making up numbers. I think it's almost certainly competitive. I think it's playing a collection of cards that I consider to be powerful in Modern. And it's certainly not one of the best decks in the format. So does that mean tier 2? Probably. Tier 3? I don't know. What number do you want to sort it by? Like, sorting things into tiers by numbers is just such an arbitrary thing most of the time. Surgical Extraction. Well, that's pretty good against Gifts Ungiven, so that's nice. I'm going to bottom this land, and I'm going to top this other Serum Visions because it fuels my Angler here. Bits towards Angel Cord. Thank you, Rookie XP. I appreciate that. Thanks for the cheers. I'm going to pick my thing up here. Deal. Our tier 3-2, right? How many tears a deck makes you cry when you play it? Yeah, I agree, not Stalin. I agree. I think the concept of decks and tiers was created when we didn't have a format like Modern, and like now that Modern's a thing, like it doesn't really strictly apply. Please be making goblins. Please be making goblins. Please be making goblins. Have fun, Mr. Missouri. I guess this surgical is pretty good too if they try and go off with Past in Flames here. Especially with 3 of the same ritual in their bin. So they have Gifts Ungiven and then 1 card I don't know. So I don't know the last card in their hand. But how will we know the storm count, right? What are you doing, opponent? I feel like they probably shouldn't have cast these Pyretic Rituals until they knew what this Gifts Ungiven was getting. So I'm gonna bin Past in Flames. I'm gonna bin Pyretic Ritual. And when they cast Desperate Ritual here, I just surgical their Past in Flames in response, right? Manamorphose? Well, this one can just resolve, right? Well, no, I want them to blow their load. I want them to be out of cards when I get them with Surgical here. So this is going to put them to 3-4 total mana, so like that's fine. They still can't flash back Past in Flames. Okay, sweet. How do you feel about my friend Maelstrom Pulse, opponent? So Storm Count is actually just broken right now. They broke it in the last Magic Online update. It just doesn't work. I don't really want either of these, right? I guess the Scooze is like more pressure. There's no reason to surgical the Past in Flames aggressively here because they need 5 mana to flash it back. GG's opponent. There's no reason to aggressively surgically extract Past in Flames. There's zero reason to do that. My Magic Online is locking up, I think. Can I not? It's currently at 2.5. Wait, where are you at? Did it die? I think Moto has died. Wait, is it not in the processes list? Memory. Nope, it's right there. All right, let's cut to the sellout page for a second here and just give this the old end task. Yep. My Firefox is using 2.5 gigs of RAM because I never have less than a dozen browser tabs open. And my computer has 32 gigs of RAM, so it has plenty of memory for there to be lots of browser tabs open. There's nothing shameful about selling out. Selling out is why I'm able to be here. All of these ads, all those wonderful people, their faces at the bottom, MTGO traders, cool stuff, Ink Gaming, Cardsphere. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate all of y'all. Did the match finish? Maybe. Maybe? Opponent said GG, so I'm not sure if they were conceding, if they're like expecting me to kill them. Alright, sweet. 2-0. Let's go. Hey! Oh! The Maelstrom Pulse. The Goblin tokens. Oh, it killed the Goblin that was making... It killed the Goblin token that was powering Magic Online. It was like spinning the crank in the server room. This seems fine. They're not going to have much of a hand. I could Surgical Pulse. Okay, I think I wanted to save the Surgical, though. Another Serum Visions deck. This hand's probably pretty good against Serum Visions. Till I rip a Blood Moon off the top. Sounds good, Anoronics. The 5-0 10-0 is pretty unlikely. 5-0 with tight play. This is definitely a deck that could 5-0. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Jeskai Ascendancy. Jeskai Ascendancy. Oh, baby. I like the cut of your jib, opponent. Why is there a basic mountain in your Jeskai Ascendancy deck? Why is there a basic mountain in your Jeskai Ascendancy deck? We meme with Jeskai Ascendancy all the time. We 4-1 the last time we played this, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Just passing the turn, eh? That's exactly what we needed. We had disruption. We just needed a clock. All right, well, I'm going to take their opt, and then I'm going to shock this, and then I'm going to take their sleight of hand. Stop killing him! He's dead! Stop it! Stop killing him! Mercy! If they rip Ascendancy off the top of their deck, they could actually run away with the game here. I'm going to use both modes on this because the other mode on this isn't really going to do anything at any point. I assume they just drew another land here. Yeah. I just wanted to get cards in my bin for the Gurmag Angler. think they're flooding out. Yep. Certainly looks that way. Having played the Jeskai Ascendancy side of the table, this matchup is definitely hard for them. It's not unwinnable, but it's certainly hard. We're going to want to make sure we're aware of Ley Line of Sanctity during our sideboarding. Ah! Hard cast Fate Stitcher, yep. Hope everyone... Hope nobody lost their meal on the way down. Sorry, I should have warned you. I guess I'll just fetch extra green here, right? Because I do have Scavenging Oozes in my deck. I probably should have left the Brutality in there to snap back to drain, huh? Yep. They are an Ascendancy into a spell away from winning. Yeah, they're going to hold their lands at this point so they can loot through them. Abrupt Decay was probably towards the top of our draws there. We need some more pressure here, obviously, so we can get through this Fate Stitcher, but Abrupt Decay should prevent them from winning the game should they draw Jeskai Ascendancy. You know, their hand right now is Mountain Sacred Foundry. Yeah, the fact that Fate Stitcher sits here and diddles our fish is really annoying. We need a... I'm gonna hold this fetch land because if we draw Fatal Push, the fetch land lets us kill Fate Stitcher. Thinning the deck is pretty statistically insignificant. And being able to kill Fate Stitcher is a relevant upside. This is another matchup where the 3 Damping Spheres in our sideboard are gonna come in and punch the clock. Maybe I'm supposed to not Abrupt Decay here, because if I draw Maelstrom Pulse... Yeah, I think I'm supposed to wait there, actually. Because if I drew Maelstrom Pulse, I'd be able to pulse it as a sorcery and then have an instant speed way to hold up to kill it. We didn't draw Pulse, so we weren't punished, but I think it was correct to actually wait there. Stop diddling my big fish. He's innocent, I swear. Damping Sphere's been okay. I think this is the style of deck where Damping Sphere can really shine, because this deck can actually apply pressure to back up a Damping Sphere. Opponent's flooding a little bit here, but I also think the opponent kind of made a mistake by not playing their cantrips earlier. So we know their last card is Sacred Foundry. The Scavenging Ooze is going to get up to a 3/3 by even eating the Sylvan Caryatid out of their graveyard here. I probably want to eat the Jeskai Ascendancy proactively too, because a lot of these decks play Noxious Revival. It's a card I would like to prevent them from getting back with Noxious Revival. I'm gonna go ahead and eat Ascendancy now, just so they can't revival me in response later. Yeah, you have to see a lot of cards for the deck thinning to be relevant. And it's just the TLDR is that like most modern decks just like don't see enough cards for it to be relevant. Man, Maelstrom Pulse would be a good pickup. Damping Sphere, for all intents and purposes, is basically exactly Blood Moon against decks like Tron. It's a card that's very good when it's backed up by pressure, but it by no means wins the game on its own. Well, we're both flooding, and they've now found 2 Fate Stitchers to lock our threats down. I don't understand why they're playing these lands out. That's a pretty big mistake. Usually at this point where they have so much mana in their hand, they probably want to be holding 2 lands so that way they can get going with Ascendancy. That's true. Yep. Having experience in a format like Modern is very valuable. Like, I know I shouldn't bring in Nihil Spellbomb in this matchup, for example. We will bring in Surgical Extraction, because surgicaling their Ascendancies is reasonable, but... You could probably make an argument for just holding that Thoughtseize, because they're just, like, gonna play anything out that's relevant at this point. It just, like, cost me 2 points of health. Yep. So... I'm gonna fetch here now because I might want this extra mana. And this way I don't need to shuffle if I bottom cards with this. Tarmogoyf, Liliana of the Veil. Liliana's actually pretty good here. I think I'm in the market for some more threats too. So Liliana is good because, like I mentioned earlier, you need cards left over in hand in Jeskai Ascendancy to start comboing, and Liliana is going to take my opponent's hand and take it all the way to empty for us. So that way they're going to have a harder time getting going. Are we playing a Hogland Mirror match, right? Now, we're just going to keep adding threats to the table, so, like, eventually the threats are going to start pounding through here. So I'm going to go land, since I'm playing this Liliana out anyways. I know there's a Goyf on top of my deck for another threat to close this game out even faster. I'll take the land out of their hand here. We've both flooded here quite a bit, but our deck almost certainly has more lands in it than theirs, and their deck is like a critical mass combo deck. It really depends. That's not a yes/no question, Requiem. That's sometimes it's relevant and sometimes it's not question, basically, is what it comes down to. I poke my Liliana, sure. I assume this means they're going to start chump blocking this turn. Yep, I did that today too. I feel your pain, opponent. I feel your pain. They're playing a weird build of Jeskai. Weird build of the Ascendancy deck. Now it really feels like the Hogland Mirror match, right? I think I'm just going to edict them here. I don't actually know the word is branch. It's very possible that just like playing green-black mid-range is better. I could definitely see that being the case. But just like you'd rather just be a green-black mid-range deck. I think this is I don't know if this is a Damnation matchup or not. Brutality. I actually want to cut here. I don't think they're playing Glittering Wish. We don't know that for sure. Beast Guy. Spot removal is probably not good enough. This is like Pseudo Disruption, but it's 2 mana. I definitely want all of the ways. All the ways to take Jeskai Ascendancy off the table. Now, I think E is pretty good because my opponent's combo deck needs creatures in play to go off. And Engineered Explosives gives us a way to take their, what's it called, off the table, in addition to being a way to kill, other things. Jeskai Ascendancy. Well, this isn't an instant speed deck, and Serum Visions lets you see more cards, so in a deck that doesn't care about tapping out, Serum Visions is definitely better than Opt. The Cantrip Fueling Delve is very good. Yep. Damping Sphere is great in this matchup. That's definitely coming in. I need to figure out what I'm cutting. It's probably Tireless Trackers. These probably aren't good enough. I want all my ways to kill their stupid Ascendancies. They do actually need creatures to go off. I guess this just gets like stonewalled by Sylvan Carry added. Maybe trim a Fatal Push here. Last Hope picks off Birds and Nobles, but maybe they don't have enough of that. I'd rather just have Fatal Push because it takes their bigger things off the table. Can also kill there's some of their things at instant speed. Let's give this a try. Seems fine. It's got a Thoughtseize, it's got a Liliana, it's got a Gurmag. Did I not get leylined? Fist Pump, didn't get leylined. No turn 1 Dork either. That's good. Sweet. I get to lead on Inquisition now. Oh, I didn't count here. I probably was supposed to fetch on 1, right? I need to do math better on... Well, most of their hand doesn't do anything, so I'm going to take Sleight of Hand here. Because the rest of their hand doesn't accomplish much. They are, in fact, playing Sylvan Awakening. I think the mana efficiency on push is important. They brought in Relic. I guess they're really not that much of a graveyard deck. That's fair. My Gurmag Angler looks really bad now. I'm gonna take the Bolt here just because it can kill my threats. Like, this makes my Tarmogoyfs really bad too. So I want to be able to keep those in play. So they have Awakening plus a Flooded Strand. Here's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat. It would allow you to answer questions like, how do you play without a Wrath? Well, you have a Wrath, so you don't really need to worry about that. I think this is get Overgrown Tomb. The fact that they have relics means I'm going to bring some of the trackers back in for the third game, I think, if we have one. Pretty sure I'm just bidding this Gurmag Angler. Maybe I'm bidding a land to start. I'm going to bid a land to start, actually. I didn't want to just Edict the Bird here, because if I Edict the Bird... Sweet, they popped that. They'd get to go... oh, I guess if they draw a land here, they get to go land, Awakening, kill the Liliana with the Awakening, but then, like, they're at nothing, basically, so... So, honestly, Camwell, Tasigur is better than Gurmag Angler in this deck, not because it has an activated ability. The activated ability isn't why Tasigur is good. The reason why Tasigur is good is because he's less cards to delve out of your graveyard to get into play. The only reason we don't play all Tasigurs is because because he's legendary, basically. Is what it comes down to. Honestly, I could even see splitting Tasigur 2-1 in the other direction, like favoring Tasigur over Gurmag Angler. I also wouldn't hate a third tracker, so I could see going down a delve threat overall, just because we do have a lot of Axes competing for our graveyard as a resource in this deck. Is this the last League of the Night? Depends on how quick it goes. We're already into match 3 here, so we're probably going to do one more after this. Usually I go till about 9 o'clock. Thoughtseize always feels really good until I go turn 1. Monastery Swift Spear. What's our burn matchup like? I've got Aethrag Tusk. It's not looking good, chat. It's not looking good for our hero. We do just have Tarmogoyfs and stuff, though, so if we find a Goyf, it might be okay. Huh. I guess I'm taking Searing Blades because it'll kill my Skoos. This way, if they want to kill my Skoos, they have to spend a card otherwise. We're taking 9 here, down to 8. We're gonna fetch down to 7. Goyf's a really good draw because it doesn't die to Lightning Bolt. I can actually hop in the way of the Swift Spear. The opponent draws a couple of lands here. We could maybe swing this game in our favor. You know, they have a Bolt in their hand, so a couple of live ones and we die. Next turn's probably tapped land into... Don't have a Searing Blaze. Oh, just Boros Charm? The classic turn 3 kill. This board is not well constructed for beating burn. The lack of more collective brutalities in the 75 is almost certainly wrong. There should likely be a full 4 brutalities in the 75. Yeah, we're gonna get punished here. I think there's probably too much graveyard hate in this sideboard. I'm not sure that we really need Nihil Spellbombs, and maybe even the Surgical Extraction is optional. I probably get more Collective Brutalities in here. Brutality doubles as a card that's like reasonable against Storm, like the Graveyard Hate is, but it's also fine in other places. The scene's pretty good. It's got discard into Goyf into Brutality. There's a game we can win. This is certainly it. I take their Swift Spear here because it's one of the recurring sources of damage. Was someone asking about Sphere in this matchup? I don't think Sphere is good in this matchup. It's like, okay, exactly turn 2 on the play. It'll be like a Thorn of Amethyst, I guess, but even that doesn't sound particularly appealing. Yeah, it's not even a thorn, right? It's worse than thorn. I'm gonna bin the Planeswalker here just to get my increase my clock. Squiff will be a 5/6 here in half a second. And take their Lightning Helix away. Alright, you're dead in 3. Go. It depends on what your definition of viable is. Liliana sack Eidolon requires me to fetch a shock land, which means I need to take 5 damage that turn, which does not sound particularly appealing. If we draw an untapped land here, we can snap Brutality to drain them. If we don't draw land, we can snap Inquisition and take a spell out of their hand. Fulminator Mage is fine against burn. It's not good, but it's just like better than a lot of your other cards. Misty Rainforest doesn't fetch basic swamp. We have 2 basic swamps in our deck. I think even if we could fetch a basic swamp there, I'd rather just use all 3 modes and get the Liliana in the graveyard. And getting the Liliana in the graveyard has pretty big upside there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna click submit. Seem to hope to have a Brutality again. Hopefully we have a bunch of fast lands in our draw. If we can have a draw where our mana base doesn't do a lot of damage to us, we have a much better chance of winning. I'm gonna keep this. Hopefully Serum Visions can help us find something. We get a bunch of looks at interaction here. I have a relatively quick Gurmag Angler. That's not even true, is it? Maybe this hand is bad. I get a bunch of looks at it, chances for it to be good. Hey, look, there's lands that don't deal damage to us like I asked for Christmas. Inquisition of Kozilek. Well, that is exactly what the doctor ordered. What you got over there? Huh. I think it's just Goblin Guide here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Goblin Guide. Leaving them a path kind of sucks, but it is what it is. All right, that's a 2/3 Tarmogoyf without any instants in the bin, so they'll have to path this if they want it out of the way. So it's pretty good for us. Lets us go Tireless Tracker, play Island, make a clue, Serum Visions next turn. I would like to block. No attack. Well, that's good for us too. Huh. I think I'm just gonna play Tireless Tracker here. I guess I could double Serum Visions. Maybe I'd rather double Serum Visions. That sets me up to Gurmag Angler next turn. I think that's actually the line. Perfect. So bottom, top. I'm gonna play this. Cast the Serum Visions. Draw the Inquisition that we can cast. I don't want either of these. Looking for Thragtusk and Collective Brutalities. I'll take this Path to Exile away. It's a little scary because we're at 12, we're at 13 and they have 12 in hand. They drew a land. They can't cast it for 4 turns though. They were not F6'd. That's a phenomenal draw. That's a phenomenal draw. I think I just have to pass here, right? So Liliana's going to gain us 6, which is great. Their hand is Blaze, Crack, Lightning Helix currently. It's probably going to be a Helix upstairs, I assume. Weird. Okay. No, I'd rather use the Liliana to gain 6 here. Like, next turn I get to start attacking anyways. Alright, so... They have Crack and Lightning Helix in their hand here. I'm going to discard... Make It Rain. Alcohol with the $35 donation. Thank you very much. Keep up the great content. And I'm not screaming. Caps Lock is just cruise control for awesome. Please put half this towards Angel Cord and the other half towards Angel Stompy. Thank you. Thank you, Alcohol. I will get that done tonight. I think I'm just bidding the push here, right? And then I'm going to go... Tracker, play the land, Gurmag Angler, scrounge my whole yard. Yes, the new rules do mean that the Searings can't target Planeswalkers now. We're going to see a chump block here. I assume we're going to see a chump block here. Whoa, no chump there is aggressive. All right. Maybe they think they're going to Searing Blaze my track or Helix my tracker. So I do have to lose my Planeswalker type in my bin here, but I think this is still fine. Just because I really don't want to, I don't really want to fetch. I really don't want to fetch down to a number that's divisible by 3, basically, is what it comes down to. It's annoying, but not the end of the world. Deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. Wow, that... See, that's really unintuitive to me, but okay. I guess I actually just have no idea how this rules update worked, and I'm just going to have no idea how Magic cards work moving forward. So this is 9-12, so I guess I'm only attacking for 9 here. Blaze is stupidly worded now. I would agree with that assessment. Yeah, here, Moto has the updated Oracle text. It says deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker and 1 damage to target creature or player or planeswalker's controller controls. Sure. It's a mouthful. And this is a good example of like I do think that we need some more collective brutalities in the sideboard of this deck, 1 to 2 more, but Goyf and these delve threats plus a little bit of disruption, and you can really win most matchups with this deck. It's like a Death Shadow style deck that like doesn't have to hammer its own health total to get the job done. We get to play trackers and Tarmogoyfs instead of Death Shadows. 3-0 start. Sweet. On track to 3-2 like every modern deck. Hopefully we 5-0 though. Get some big bits from Anoronics. Should we go ahead and concede the next 2? Now we're gonna run them down. We're gonna run them down. What are we playing after this is the real question. Time for one more league tonight. Yeah, I will be updating the Angel Court deck to play at some point. It did go through alcohol. Thank you very much. I don't have time to play Blue Red Prison tonight. When I say time for one more league, I mean like one more normal length league. I think our shortest Blue Red Prison league has been like 2.5 hours. I'm not staying on for another 2.5 hours after we play 2 more matches. Today was very fair. Shannon sent money for Griselbrand, so maybe we'll play that. Maybe we'll just like knock that one out now. I like Griselbrand. It's okay. It's super exciting, but fine. Does black-green mid-range stuff. Yeah, Griselbrand's a really sweet deck. And it's one of the 3 or 4 decks I'm considering playing in Louisville, so I should practice with it a little bit more. And Shannon sent in dollars for it, so that gets pushed up to the top. It's mulligan to 5. Bogles? If they're on Bogles and don't have a ley line, this hand is quite excellent against them. No, I don't intend to play Hollow One. I don't really enjoy the magic that Hollow One generates. Not Bogles. Got it. I'm mulligan to 5 this game. Yep. Hollow One? I mean, thanks. I'll take it, I guess. All right, I'm gonna cut these. I'm gonna cut at least one of her. Put it all on Cobra Sahili and let it ride. Delarethus, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate that. I'll get those added at the end of the stream. God of weaponized variants. 8 Mawheaties this morning, champ. They were real good. I'm gonna trim a Serum Visions in this matchup, I think. You think Surgical's good enough? The bird's kind of annoying. Is Surgical better than these? I guess I could just do this. We have enough lands to just cut 2 of these, I think. Let's give this a try. Seems pretty good. And this is the important thing when you're playing against this deck. Your hand might not be your hand 30 seconds later, so anything like close to reasonable, just snap it off. See if we can dodge a big boy here on turn 1. Our deck's kind of short on ways to kill Hollowed Ones and Gurmag Anglers. I put 1 cast down in the sideboard, but we definitely... That was a great draw, because it's going to power out our Gurmag Angler here. They discarded a Gurmag Angler, so I assume they have another one in their hand here. Yes, they can. They just cycle Street Wraith, chat. They just cycle Street Wraith. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, Twitch chat. I think I have to take Blood Moon, right? Pretty sure I'm just obligated to take Blood Moon there. They have 2 delve threats in their hand, which sucks. Hopefully they're bad / unlucky. No, these are not the type of matchups. Damping Sphere is the type of card that I feel like a lot of people are going to oversight board. Don't board in Damping Sphere against aggro decks. Don't board it in against decks that are playing to the board. Damping Sphere is for spell-based combo, Amulet, and Tron. Those are the only places you should be bringing it in. Don't bring it in against Burn. Don't bring it in against Hollowed One. Like, I get it. These decks cast 2 and sometimes 3 spells in a turn, but that effect is not worthwhile in these matchups. Whoa, they delved the bird. Seems good for me. Here's hoping when this Burning Inquiry resolves, I get to keep my Gurmag Angler in another land. And ideally these. I want to keep these 3 in a perfect world. So I want to like discard these 3 and then some combination of the other things that we draw. There really isn't good hate for a Hollowed One, and the reason is they don't need their graveyard to function a lot of the time. They can just play Magic. So this adds 3 cards to my graveyard. So that's 3, 4, this is 5, so I'd be 1 short here. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and Thought Scour in case I draw a discard spell here. It's not bad. Yeah, they shocked. They like thought about inquiring and then shocked and then didn't do it. I don't know what's up with that exactly. Trying to predict what Wizards of the Coast does with the ban list, especially in Modern, is kind of like playing whack-a-mole. You just don't really know what's going to happen. They lost their Gurmag Angler and their Burning Inquiry. That's good for us. Hopefully they didn't find a Hollowed One. They haven't had one in 16 cards, so it's pretty likely to be coming. Please just be 1. Please just be 1. Maelstrom Pulse. Maelstrom Pulse. Might need 1 to 2 more ways to kill these types of creatures in my 75. I'm going to leave the land in my graveyard here. Since they have creature... Oh, I don't have an instant either. That's fine. I can play an instant next turn. Good news is I don't think they have a ton of ways to remove this Gurmag Angler either. Hopefully we run off a couple of lands here and we get to curve out into this Thragtusk. Like if they get frisky here and smash into the Gurmag Angler, we eat a Hollowed One and then we like untap and stick a Tarmogoyf. If they have some bricks from here, we could win the game, even though they had double Hollowed One here on 3. Something that's worth noting, that's important to know, is that Fatal Push can target things that it can't kill. So we can just pay a black to discard Fatal Push effectively to add an instant to the graveyard to grow our Tarmogoyf at any point. I did see that the first brawl competitive results were kind of a hot mess, for lack of a better description. I've not played the Mardu Vampire deck. So yeah, I assumed they were hitting us to 7 here. If they have a bolt, they have a bolt. That pushes Goyf to a 4-5. I assume this is a bolt. They have another Delve threat? Bloodghast, sure. Let's say it's a target for Fatal Push. And we hit a land, so if we get to curve out into this Thragtusk here, we could really be in this game. We only have 1 card left in hand. And this Thragtusk lets us turn the corner and start pressuring them back. If they have a Fatal Push of their own to put our Tarmogoyf down, we'll be a little bit sad. Not quite dead, but in a bad spot if we don't get to play the Tarmogoyf. Phoenix is annoying. Please be overly aggressive and smash me with everything. Sad. Basic land, please. Or Scavenging Ooze. Basic land, Scavenging Ooze. Basic land, Scavenging Ooze. God bless. That's why they tanked. Alright, that's good for us. It makes my Goyf a pretty big boy too here. It's a real shame we can't afford to be aggressive here. Well, the good news is when we miss a land drop again here, we do get to play this with our Gurmag Angler out next turn, which is nice. I think I'm going to push this Bloodghast here. So that way it's just gone. So that way I can, they have to have a land in order to attack with it next turn. Ding. Ding. Let me tell you about my buddy Swag Dadderson. All right. If I attack with both my things, we die to Bolt. Do I die to Bolt anyways? So if I'm attacking with at least this, I think I just want to attack with both my things here and just like kill them as fast as I can. If they double bolt us, they double bolt us. Stupid question. Should we have eaten Tasigur over Hollowed One because of Cast Down? No, that's a good point, Velik. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was focused on making my Tarmogoyf a point larger by it being an artifact, but I think you are right that between Cast Down and Maelstrom Pulse, that killing Tasigur is more optimal. I wonder if they're going to double block here. I really hope they double block one of our creatures here, because that indicates that they don't have anything in their hand. So pretty happy with that trade there. Anomalous, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can keep me doing what I do here. Without my subscribers, I wouldn't be able to stream. So thank you for the support. There's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now. Thanks for using your Prime on my channel this month. They could have a second Tasigur here. That's a good... No, they usually only play one. Usually there's exactly one Tasigur. They play one Tasigur and then fish from there on out.
Where are you standing?
Hi, lovely wife, because I just got done standing. I'm old and fat. I can't stand for 7 hours.
Well, you're old and fat. You should stand for 7 hours. I love you.
Hey, Wub. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here, so thank you, thank you, thank you. That's true. There is usually only one. All right, so we're going to be dead to double bolt next turn still, it looks like. Unless we draw something live here. I may have forgotten that I have Twitch Prime. Well, thank you for remembering that you have Twitch Prime and using it on my channel. Pierogies are hot. If you click on your little face thing, that's funny. Whoa, opponent punted pretty big here. They binned another Flamewake Phoenix, and if they have a land, they bin 2 Bloodghasts here. So that's probably a pretty big mistake on their part. Hey, Seth San Valo with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Subscriptions are one of the best ways you can support what I do here. So thank you, thank you, thank you for the support. I wonder if I just want a second Maelstrom Pulse in my 75. It really feels like that's a card that like overperforms every time I play these decks. I kind of want one more of those. So they're forced to chump block here. And then we get to play Gurmag Angler while leaving Abrupt Decay up. So that means we're not dead to double bolt, which is great. Because I can Abrupt Decay the stupid bird. Have you heard about the bird? I said a bird. Bird's the word. I said a bird. Hopefully they're just dead here. Fingers crossed. Yep, sweet. My recommendation for Modern is always the same. You should proxy a bunch of decks up, whether it be with a Sharpie, Sharpies in bulk, or Cockatrice or X-Mage or something. You should play a bunch of the different decks that look interesting to you, and then you should build the one that you enjoy playing the most. Modern's a format where there isn't just a best deck that you can pick out if you're a Spike and you want to win. There's a lot of different decks that can fit a lot of different playstyles, and I always recommend that people just play a bunch of different things to find the one that they enjoy playing the most. It is Anoronics, it is. We are dangerously close. Hey, Salarus with the Twitch Prime support as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to everyone. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Hanging out, battling some Modern here this evening. I'm playing some Sultai, a mid-range here. I like this deck a lot. It seems sweet. I think there's some details to clean up in the sideboard. I mentioned wanting another Maelstrom Pulse, or at least a way to kill, hollowed ones and large delve creatures. I definitely want at least one more Collective Brutality in the 75. We are 4-0, Cousin Vim. We did beat Burn. No, we dropped a game to Burn, Anoronics. You are correct. Yeah, probably most of the time, Bardic. Probably most of the time. I think Maelstrom Pulse is just like a good card in Modern in general. I also like really hate losing to Bogles, and Maelstrom Pulse kills Leyline against them, which is great. Yeah, this archetype is very soft to Blood Moon. Very, very soft to Blood Moon. which is one of the reasons that it kind of stays fringe in Modern. All right, on the plate. Let's see how we can do here. This hand's pretty good. I think I'm gonna go basic island pass here because I don't really know what this hand needs. I don't know what our opponent's playing, so I don't know like what I'm scrying bottom or what I'm scrying top, and I have something to do with my mana anyways. Aether Hub. Okay. Aetherworks Marvel deck. So I'm gonna get a basic Swamp here just in case they're Blood Moon deck since I have green in my hand already. Go ahead and Thoughtseize, see what we have going on. Oh, it's eggs. It's eggs. Duh. KCI. Yep. This matchup should be pretty okay for us. We have Disruption and Pressure. Yeah, I'm gonna go top here because the Serum Visions is free to play with the Gurmag Angler, right? So next turn I'm gonna go Serum Visions, draw the Snapcaster, set up my next 2 draws, and then shock in a land, and then play the Gurmag Angler with play the Gurmag Angler, leaving Thoughtseize in my graveyard so I can snap Thoughtseize. Yeah, that sounds right. Liliana of the Veil. She chews into their hand as well, so that sounds good for us. Huh, do I actually want that? Actually, so this is gonna put my 7th card in my graveyard here. If I shock this in, I can play Tarmogoyf, and then next turn I can go Snapcaster Mage, Thoughtseize plus Gurmag Angler, right? Yeah, I don't think I actually want either of these. I think I just like want more discard spells. Although the Serum Vision is kind of a discard spell. I'm gonna bottom the. I guess maybe I was supposed to keep those. I don't know. I just waffled back and forth there. So yeah, so we do this. There's 7 cards in our bin. So next turn we snap Thoughtseize. We hit them with this, snap Thoughtseize, and then like delve our entire graveyard to Gurmag Angler. Huh. So do I even want to snap Thoughtseize in the face of this Engineered Explosives? I probably do, right? I probably do. This is like my one chance to like clear a card out of their hand. Maybe I'm just supposed to snap Cantrip in response. Scrap Trawler, ding. Shock this in. Because, like, they're probably not feeling too terrible here, but then we get to slam this Delve threat and just, like, really put them away. Because, like, now my cards aren't even that threatening that they can kill with this, but this fish still hangs out for a 3-turn clock. They have 2 draws on the board here, which is definitely relevant. They could definitely hit a KCI and start doing stuff this turn. This doesn't do anything. Hey, wanna be Beetle? And we build an 8 squee meme deck to play it on stream. Maybe. That might be okay. That is kind of slow, but it's still pretty good, right? My Fatal Push doesn't really do anything here. I should have been more aggressive with my health total, right? So that way I could have more green sources. Well, I didn't really know what they were doing on the first turn, I suppose. It's a shame they haven't taken any damage from their mana base. I'm gonna be one short of killing them this turn. Yeah, I can push the Gurmag to get an extra point in. I need them to not find their namesake. Alright, that's their namesake. If they have a Scrap Trawler here, we could die. Yeah, there's no instance, but they're at 10. Is the problem. They get to pick up Scrap Trawler here. And probably kill us next turn. Yeah, I think I was supposed to maybe push the Scavenging Ooze since I didn't have a because I didn't have more green. Pierogies are for dinner tonight. So, really wish I had green up for this. The prison deck with the sphere is fine. I'm just gonna auto pass. Like, I could bluff something here, but like, you know, do your thing. So the fact that I didn't fetch aggressively is probably gonna lose us this game. The fact that I did not fetch aggressively is probably gonna lose me this game. I could have cut them off this Scrap Trawler if I had just been 2 health lower. Need to think about that. Stuff like that. Yeah, they have to go now. Like, we're forcing them to go without enough resources, so we get a bunch of good cards to bring in here, right? This is definitely a Stroke. This is a Surgical matchup. This is a Damping Sphere matchup. This is a Nihil Spellbomb matchup. I said I think I should have bottomed Scavenging Ooze because I should have bottomed Scavenging Ooze because I didn't have another green. Opal is a good draw for them. So, specifically, Disdainful Stroke is in our sideboard, as opposed to a card like Negate, because we're interested in countering Worm Coils with it and Primeval Titans. And plenty of irrelevant cards to board out, yep. Like, could you imagine if this Fatal Push had been a Damping Sphere? I mean, we're playing an interactive deck and we're 4-0. They have 2 cards left here. We need them to just draw a bunch of lands here, basically, or things that don't cantrip. We're looking for them to find things like, we need them to not find Mirror Retriever, etc. This is game 1. And I would have been able to win this game if we would have fetched more aggressively for our Scavenging Ooze. Now, the last time we played Sultai Death Shadow, we went 0-3. Is this the loop at this point? I think this is the loop, right? They have Trawler, they have Mirror Retriever, they have Chromatic Star, they have Mox Opal. So they can draw their deck and make an arbitrarily large amount of mana. Some people play Emrakul on Magic Online, but a lot of the time in paper their win condition is just Pyrite Spellbomb. They just play Emrakul on Magic Online because clicking through Pyrite Spellbomb on Magic Online is like super miserable. Alright, it's pretty clean in and out. Cut this, cut these fatal pushes, cut this. Need one more trim here. It's probably this Liliana of the Veil. I want to leave all my threats in so I can beat them down. Should have fetched better that game. What's going on, Tarmogoyf? Thanks for the bits. There's no discard in this hand, but like it's hard to pass up Damping Sphere into Tireless Tracker. Like Damping Sphere, threat, let's go. It's not worth my time. If you want to be super competitive on Magic Online and play to the clock, more power to you. It's just tedious and boring. I'm not going to sit here and make everybody that's watching the stream like hope my opponent times out for another 20 minutes. Like, I'd much rather just move on. I know Anoronic says his bit challenge, but the chances of them ultimately timing out are really pretty low. Oh, I guess this deck's really obnoxious. That's really unfortunate for me. That was a good draw. Yeah, I'm aware that Damping Sphere isn't a hard lock. Damping Sphere is a winning piece in a puzzle, though. I'm not mulliganing a hand with Damping Sphere just because they can have a way to take it off the table. I expect my opponent to have ways to take it off the table. I've not written anything about Angel Cord personally recently, no. Huh. I think I want to decay this and then Inquisition them. I want to decay this first so they can't get back whatever I Inquisition. They had Mox Opal, right? Thanks for the bits, Bardic. Guttural Response Wormcoil Engine. Alright. I think I'm just taking Chromatic Star here, right? Because it cycles the fastest. It's a shame I can't take that Wormcoil. Wormcoil could be a real problem. If they don't draw a land off of this, yeah, they have to sacrifice. Nice misclick. Gotcha. Because they can't play a star out because of the Damping Sphere. Well, that makes leaving them with the Guttural Response feel a little bit bad. Just gonna fetch for green sources aggressively here, so we don't have the same mistake as happened last time. Alright, looks like we're gonna be able to kill them before Wormcoil becomes a thing. I guess they are gaining a little bit of health here, huh? Oh yeah, that's true, because Guttural Response costs 2 with Damping Sphere out. I have nothing clever to say today, so just take my money. Thanks, Gorks, I appreciate that. Liliana of the Veil. Yeah, that sounds great, right? Just like in for that. I didn't miss lethal, right? I could only put 2 more counters on this. Yeah, so I was going to be 1 short of lethal. Yeah, fetch land would have been lethal there, because it would have put +3 on here. Would have 12 them. Alright, 2 lethal attackers. I assume this is going to be followed by a concession here in a second. I don't think they have any outs to that. Oh. Am I supposed to leave in explosives to clean out worm coil engines? Probably not. Damping Sphere is symmetrical. Maybe I just want like this extra Liliana in. Why is Golgari Charm good? The Liliana is like a way to pressure their hand, and it's a way to take the worm coil stuff off the table, so I'm kind of inclined to bring her back in for that. Snapcaster Mage plus Damping Sphere is kind of a non-bow, but Snapcaster is pretty good in general, right? Explosives also cleans up Hanger Backwalker. That's fair. I'm going to trim these and bring this in. Maybe Snapcaster is just not good in this deck. Yes. Sign me up. Let's go. Opponent mulliganed. Let's go. Show me what you're working with. Ding. All right, let's get some pressure going on. Hey, Turbojet Mega Christ with the 5-month 3 subscription, or the 3-month 3 subscription. Best stream, have some fun bucks. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Huh. Am I supposed to Damping Sphere here? I almost feel like I'm not, right? Is that crazy? I'm probably just supposed... I just have so many 1-mana spells. Yeah, I'm not going to Damping Sphere this turn. That's a Gurmag and a Liliana the Veil. Yeah, that's probably both great, right? I guess that means I don't get to lands anytime soon, though. Yeah, I think it's Vision Spellbomb this turn. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to scour one away. So I'm going to draw one and I'm going to scour the other one away. So it's like, although I guess I could just play Tireless Tracker next turn. Yeah, I think I want to play the Liliana. I know their hand is 2 lands right now, chat. I want to do that. I'm going to play the Spellbomb. I'm going to pass the turn. Because, like, I have the option to get rid of the Gurmag Angler later, is basically what it comes down to. I have the option to get rid of the Gurmag Angler later. I know their hand is all lands right now. So I'm definitely shocking this in. I think I'm just playing Tireless Tracker. I think I just want to put my clock on the table. The draw fetch land here. Regular land. Huh. So I'm definitely doing that. No, I think I want the Gurmag Angler, chat. Why don't I want the Gurmag Angler? Can anyone tell me in words why I don't want the Gurmag Angler? If I blow my Spellbomb here, I can play Damping Sphere and Gurmag this turn. Is that too aggressive? What do we think of that? Like, just cash this in as a card in my graveyard? No, I'm definitely playing the Damping Sphere. I'm definitely playing the Damping Sphere. I don't think playing the Damping Sphere is a question. The question is, do I want to put the Gurmag Angler into play along with the Damping Sphere? So, if I put the Gurmag Angler into play, I kill them in 2, right? I hit them for 9 next. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill them in 2. Yeah, I need to Gurmag first, I know that. I think I'm just supposed to clock them here. Like, I'm leaving a piece of disruption in play while I do this. It's not like I'm gonna have no disruption. Alright, what are you getting? Yep. So now I'm just playing Scavenging Ooze, right? I just hit them for 8 here and then play Scooze with green up. Yep, yeah, for sure. It's just like Eidolon of Rhetoric and cards like that, count them as well. If they have exactly Wormcoil Engine here, we could maybe be in trouble, but like Liliana should let us plow through that. They have 16 mana. Yep, am I getting Emrakul? Okay. Yeah, we're at 16, right? Emrakul's not lethal. We killed him on the backswing. What the fuck could they have here? They could have engineered explosives. They engineered explosives on 2. They're still dead because sacking the clues to the Tireless Tracker. This is whenever you sacrifice a clue, right? Yeah. I mean, am I supposed to keep 3 lands here? Oh, I can keep lands, right? I just like bin this, and like keep these 3 lands. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I keep these 3 lands. God, did they draw Pyrite Spellbomb? I'm gonna be so tilted if they have Pyrite Spellbomb as their last card. I can't gain life with Scavenging Ooze. There's no creatures in graveyards. Oh, you're saying I could bin Gurmag Angler. So I could bin these here, and then I'm not dead to Pyrite Spellbomb because they have to give me 1, right? And then I go land Liliana Edict You. Yeah, so we can beat Spellbomb here actually, right? No, I do gain from their thicket because they have to make red. Yeah, Tracker's going to grow off sacking clues. That gives them another draw step, though. I think that's fine. Is it worth it to play around Spellbomb? I think it's worth it to play around Spellbomb, right? I think it's worth it to play around Spellbomb here. I won't be able to eat Emrakul because I won't have enough lands. Yeah, that's the only reason they swing. I think that was just a concession attack. I think maybe we overthought it. Hard to know, right? Haha, got him. Sweet. That's a clutch set of games. That's a clutch set of games. Where's the deck? Where's the deck? Sultai Delph. Alright, so things I liked, things I didn't like. For starters, I like the core of this deck a lot. I think this deck is really sweet. Things I'm not a huge fan of. I think these Nihil Spellbomb should probably be something else in my sideboard. This cast down could maybe be something else too. I especially think with these dampening spheres, there's permanent base hate against Storm now too, that like these Nihil Spellbombs just like really aren't needed. I think my gut says that if I was gonna make changes, I would probably turn, I don't know if we necessarily need 4, but I definitely want at least a third. I don't think Rejection's very good. I have Damping Spheres and this Fulminator Mage. Maybe we don't even need this Fulminator Mage in the sideboard with the Damping Spheres too. That could be possible. So I think these, I would turn these into Maelstrom Pulse and the 4th Collective Brutality. Can we open 2 chests? We can definitely open 2 chests, Linkmaster. I owe Trey a chest from earlier too, so we'll open 3 chesties. This is gonna sound kind of weird, but is the Snapcaster Mages worth playing? I think the Serum Visions are good, but I kind of want a Thought Scour on top of these. The Snapcaster Mages were kind of hit or miss. We're kind of hit or miss. Yeah, Anoronix, I've basically only been playing friendly leagues lately. The caliber of play is... it's pretty much the same. You see the same stupid shit and the same bad decks in both of them. And it's just less gambling to play the friendly leagues. The friendly versus competitive leagues, they're flat prizes versus top prizes basically, right? Like, it's just how much are you willing to gamble? And my aversion to gambling is less. Anoronix with the Swift Rage bits as promised. Thanks for coming through, bud. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Yeah, so I do that. Let's open a couple of chests. And a donation to open a couple of chests. And one of these, survey says... Foil Searing Wind, chat. Look at that. Look at that. Foil Searing Wind. Foil rare. That's got to be valuable, right? I don't think green-black decks should play Grimflayer anymore in a world where Tireless Tracker exists. I think in a world where Tireless Tracker exists, it's just a non-starter. $1.20 worth of play points. Okay, so far we're batting 0 for 2. And then a third for Trey. 40 play points. So look at that. We turned $7.50 worth of treasure chests into $1.50 worth of play points. And that's why I only open treasure chests when people send in bits for us to open them. Because I am what you could call risk averse. Did we wanna meme for one more tonight? And thank you again, Anoronix. You always come through. Always come through. Oh, is it $12? Is it $12? You're right, aren't you? Chad is right. Chad is right. So that's $16 worth of play points. Look at that. We turned $7.50 worth of chests into $16 worth of play points. Into $16 worth of play points. Look at that. Got him. I don't play much Magic Online, so I'm not familiar with the conversions. Okay, so Salvat, I'm gonna just go ahead. Take a timeout. If you want to suggest cards that we could change, this is a good way. So like randomly suggesting we add Thoughtseize, that's not helpful. What problem are you trying to solve by adding Thoughtseize? And why are the cards you're suggesting we cut good cuts for it? All right, so